Hey guys, back with another Echoing Thoughts podcast here, episode number 35. And August patch update is here. Kind of underwhelming. We'll go through it, pros and cons. I think it's after seeing it for about 5 minutes before my game crashed. um, it's not that bad. Um, it's not the greatest. I would say it's probably the worst patch of the year, but the expectations have been so high. Um, Bound to have one of the patches has to be the worst. And in my opinion, this one is quite underwhelming. I guess because of the expectation of what last year was. Last August was a rebalance. This year was hoping for some Damian changes. Didn't get any of that. Kana kind of got a rebalance. Not really. I feel like their skills are still bugged. They're hitting much less than expected. And yeah, not even the events. Spiegelman, some people like it, some people don't. And even the event shop isn't that great, but we'll get into it. We'll go through the entire patch notes and pretty much break it down. So, August update. Oh, my phone finally started connecting again. My game. But we'll get to that later. First thing is first. Commander single player Lotus. I guess, you know, my initial reaction was, where's single mode Arc? I guess I just assumed that Arc would be before Lotus because, the boss came out first, right? We've been doing that for a long time. Maybe because it's a daily clear, they didn't want to do it yet, but solo Arc or solo Lotus feels rushed soon, a little. I don't want to say I haven't tried it, attempted it. I wanted to attempt it on my Demon Slayer before I did this pod, but the game has just not been fun right now, and I've already cleared on all my other mains. So tomorrow I'll try it, see what it's about. But right now, currently, it is 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The patch just came out literally 2 hours ago, so the game is buggy, laggy. There's definitely gonna be a patch fixing some things. Wasn't even worth it to try and buff to do solo Lotus. I'm sure by the time you guys see this tomorrow morning or whatever it is, that there may be some input or insight on how much HP it has. But looking at it right now, um, first thing that stands out, how many coins, right? 50 coins, 50 Absol coins. For reference, multi gives 140. So that's a big difference. Gives primals, gives the shiny stuff, but it doesn't give the face mask. Another thing that they haven't, they're not going to do. Kind of reminds me of hard Magnus versus normal mode Magnus, where the Magnus from normal mode was not part of the set bonus. So that is just something to look out for, right? Yeah, I just confirmed it now. It does not have the face mask. Oh, it's actually 40 coins. So the game says 50, I think, or the screenshot says 50, but it's actually 40 coins on my phone, on my game. So uh that's even more I guess I don't know who's gonna be motivated to do it. I may be the only person that actually clears it and loses the 100 coins. I honestly don't even think I'm gonna do it on my paladin. It just is not worth it for me. But I guess people are kind of complaining, right? I guess I would complain too, but I think the main purpose that I think they're trying to get at is for those players. Like, I think from my point of view, I mean, I'm lucky to be in a guild where, we have a lot of members that can find 10 people, right? That can actually have enough gear to clear it. But not everyone is in that same boat, especially with the, let's just say, declining numbers, the population in a lot of servers. It's harder and harder to find guilds, and a lot of teams are already established. Guilds are already established, and it's hard even if you get into, like, if you were to join our guild or one of the other top tier guilds, there's just not empty slots that we can just fill you in, even if you have the right gear and mechanics. It's difficult, and so this is sort of a stopgate. Kind of allows people that maybe can't make time slots or live in different time zones, allows them to at least get some sort of clear, some sort of benefit, a chance at a primal, a chance at Absolab crystals. But I think the main thing is kind of down the road, where I guess my thought process is, yes, right now it doesn't seem worth it for mains, but it's going to eventually become that piece of content, kind of that gauge for alts, farming alts, to be able to clear this with more rebalances coming, with more cap increases, things like that, stats. This is going to become a lot easier as they start to decrease the HP like they do for other commanders, like they did in this patch. Solo Lotus is going to be much easier. I can just imagine, just think about what Arc was like when it first came out versus now. Lotus, 10-minute run. Now it's 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes for some of us, right? I can just imagine in a year, Solo Lotus is going to be a cakewalk. It's once a week. It's going to be, you do your commander for your 7 set. It's going to be part of that. For your 20 chaos shards, you're going to do your culvert. If you do that for legendary secondary weapon, if that's still around, and then you can do Solo Lotus, all kind of in the same buffs, and it's once a week. And I think that this is going to be that sort of next source of income that helps individual players and helps the economy as well. Selling primals if they drop, selling chaos fodders, selling Absolab pieces, things like that for it's just another source of income. Absolabs right now are the main meso maker, right? If you're not using it, you're selling it, and you're making a lot of profit to do other things, to upgrade your equipment, to upgrade your gear. And I can just imagine as people start to clear this on multiple accounts, 6 months, a year down the line, it's just going to help everybody. In my opinion, it's going to help the economy. It's going to lower the prices of Absolabs. It's going to lower the prices of primals. It's going to, maybe more mag Lotus souls are going to come out. It's just the more people that are clearing Lotus in general, it helps the economy, right? It helps players, fund their gear, their progress. And I think that is kind of what I imagine is the end goal, right? Because once they change this coin count, once they set this coins of 40, which seems like a little bit now, down the road, it's 40 is going to be plenty enough, right? In my opinion, especially if you're using it for chaos versus Absolab or whatever it is. So it's exciting. I think it's interesting that it came out now. I feel like Solo Arc would have been, would have got greater sort of responses, customer satisfaction. But overall, I think this hits a certain part of the community. A lot of people are just going to go teams. Obviously, that's going to be more rewarding, but this is just an alternative for people to do solo content, right? And test their limits and things like that, and allow them to just be flexible if they miss a run, team run or something like that, or they can't make a time. At least it allows them to get something. Something's better than nothing. Kind of being glass half full in that sense, but this is gonna be tough in my opinion. Depending on what the HP is, 3 lives only, depending on what the bombs are, how tanky those are. It says, obviously only 1 robot type will be summoned instead of 3. So that's good. Phase 2 teleport patterns removed. Debuff effect has been decreased. HP is obviously gonna be less for Lotus and the robots, but we'll see what it is, right? No face mask here. And then here's what I talked about, difficulty decreased, HP excludes single player normal. What? Okay, I guess that's fine. Whatever. Meteor damage decreased, sleeping gas decreased, commander arc HP decreased, movement speed. Yeah, so this just makes it easier. Again, allows more players to attempt it, to clear it, to access this part of the game, whether it's on mains or alts or whatever it is. And then Kana, balance changes. A lot of things are related to mana. And I guess it was kind of frustrating that they weren't able to do certain skills because of the mana, I guess, deficiencies. Oh, I guess they did get some skill percent increase here. Hit counts increase, yeah. These are pretty underwhelming. These hit counts were very underwhelming. Max repetition underwhelming. Um, repetition. Oh wow. So this is gonna be faster. Yeah, these skills were not very useful. So I'm glad that they rebalanced it. Mana cost decrease. So I guess just make it a little bit more fluid for the game, for the players. Mana decrease, they get free stats here and there, damage reduction, mana warp. Yeah, so that's good. I think Kana needed some changes already. It's kind of sad that they don't test this literally before they introduce it to the game. They got to do it the next patch, but I guess they react instead of they're reactive instead of being proactive in that sense. Guild facilities, I know this is kind of a big thing, to be honest. Not really something that interests me too much. Guild chef, guild tree. I've heard that this tree got smaller and it just doesn't look as satisfying in the guild estate. I think this is the big one. This campfire can get up to 15%. That is pretty nice. And obviously the buff duration, depending on how much firewood you put. And then it shows who upgraded what. So our guild kind of is going to be watching who's doing the right things and leveling up the right things and kind of show you what, who's doing what. So I don't know. That's cool, I guess. Mini dungeon revamp. This was disappointing. It's nice. Number of monsters increased. Meso drop decreased. That's fine. Playtime is decreased from 7 minutes to 5 minutes. And I was expecting that it would kind of automatically after daily hunt clears that it goes on to the next one. But maybe there's a certain amount of people that aren't doing mini dungeons for just daily hunt, and they are doing it for, I don't know, something else, maybe for mesos, or yeah, kill counts or whatever. But yeah, a little underwhelming. Still have to manual it, but I guess if you just set it and forget it, you're saving yourself. You're going from 35 minutes to 25 minutes up auto battle. But yeah, not what I expected, but it's better than nothing. Quality of life, win's a win. Something is better than nothing, I guess. Trying to be positive here. But jewel improvements, this one's big. I think the moral of the story here, the consensus is that obviously at this highest tier, blue jewels are the best. That's 10% physical damage. I think it's up from like 1.6. So it's a little bit here and there, but again, these are all just free increases. This is just more stats. We'll take this, more EXP, yellow jewels, things like that. That's always nice. They kind of across the board, but the crazy part is that, blue jewels, this is a set effect. So like blue jewels is 10% physical damage, or I guess for mages as well, green is 10%, while purple is 6.5 and 5.5. So clearly this is better. 10% is better. 10% is better than this. Combine this for sure. And even at the SS level, again, 6% versus 3.5 and 3.5. This one's definitely better. Don't sleep on accuracy as well. And speed is nice. But yeah, blue jewels is the way, in my opinion, kind of at the end game. But to be honest, if you're EXP build, if you're BA build, you can't complain. It's free stats, especially if it scales with your flames, things like that. And it's kind of pretty. It looks nice. A little bit more color and oomph to it. But yeah, the visual effects are nicer. Kind of gives you the set bonus like any other, like M pets or M labels or any other set bonus. So that's pretty cool. People in our guild were happy about this metal and title bags just for room in their bags or in their storage. Yeah, those things took up a lot of space. event, they changed up to Star Force. This is pretty nice. Take advantage of this if you can. The mezzal cost, make sure you use red mezzals as much as you can. These things can get pretty pricey. I haven't looked at the prices for the Star Force ones, but yeah, you can buy base. Yeah, these are just the base items, but increasing them can be pretty costly. So yeah. Spiegelman events. Got to do this. To be honest, this is a repeat. Obviously, a lot of people do it. I'll be honest with you, not my favorite. Some people like it. It's not my favorite. And the events, I guess the regions were blah, free stuff. And then the achievement rewards, just for clearing. Same old, nothing really spectacular. Here, damage skins, nice event. Not really for me. Just means if you like these skins, a lot of people are going to be pulling. Probably best is to buy them off of trade server when there's a lot of, people are trying to undercut each other. But definitely preview them, see which ones you like. I'm sure Fashion Story people are hyped about that. I guess I'm sure I'll buy one of them. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary there. New events, new packages. Where did he talk about potentials? That was kind of the big one. Let's see. Other improvements. Bug fixes. Where are the potentials? Oh, hello. Just words. So this is after I totally just glossed over this, but this is kind of a big one. This is the big change. Free stats, basically. Potentials are huge right now. I think I'm going to do a video of my before and after stats, but kind of off a first glance, I gained over 1.7 physical attack just from the potential buffs, potential changes. HP went up a little bit. I think I went about 6K. Percent stats went off the charts. Crit damage, boss attack, physical damage, physical attack. They all just exploded. So like if you're wondering, why you have different stats, definitely want to check it out. Your potentials, why you're hitting harder, your potentials are the main reason why. And from the rings, from everything, from rings, armors, weapons, secondary weapons, android hearts, everything, any potential, check it out. The biggest boost, I think, was just the percent stats. HP percent, huge gains. Raw attack actually gave a lot. So like one of mine was like in the 50s and it went up to like 500 or 600 for overall. So those are definitely best in slot, I think, as well. For overalls, for shoes, you want to try to get physical attack or magic attack, whatever you're at. Weapons and secondary weapons, crit damage went up to like 9% from 5 or 6% to 9. So you can get a ton. You can get 27 plus, 20, almost 27% crit damage, 20 plus easy. So that's free. Boss attack doubled, physical damage percent doubled, physical attack percent doubled. Just check it out. Free stats, free percent stats was hyping us up. We were excited about this. They didn't really, initially tell us anything about what the exact gain numbers were going to be, conversions, but check it out for yourself. You definitely will be surprised and happy and excited to see what your potentials are now and why you're hitting so much harder. It's exciting times. And so we'll take a break here and we'll just talk about winners and losers from this patch. There may not seem like a lot, but there is some underrated stuff that's going on here that we got to break it down. Hey guys, we're back, and I just wanted to quickly share with you guys who I think benefits the most from these changes, right? jewels, potentials, all these percent stats, physical attack, HP pools, first of all, who kind of comes out the biggest winners. And first off, well, I think people with the HP builds, BA builds, EXP builds, I still think right now the order doesn't change. I think if anything, HP build is kind of distance themselves a little bit, especially if you have some sort of blue jewels, physical damage jewels, just because the amount of raw HP and MP that you can get from potentials just skyrocketed, right? EXP numbers staying stagnant. Boss attack, pretty good, right? I think my potentials, you can go from, if you're at 1-2%, they go up to 4%, which is a lot. That's for, I think that's mainly, things like necklaces, the two necklaces, the Arc Dominator pendant and the Magnus pendant. I think rings as well. I think earrings as well. Those are nice. So I think HP and BA builds kind of took a step above. And I think the real winners are classes with clones, classes that are not capping, or just players in general that are not capping, that are having a hard time hitting their cap. All these percent stats, more physical, magic attack, more HP, just allows you to, cap more, cap easier. Common sense, right? It's no surprise there. But I really think the clone classes, the best classes, it's hard to say, are just going to get better and better, in my opinion. Mercedes, I'm already talking to Frenchies. He is excited and ecstatic. His potentials are insane, and he's just going to be, his non-cap lines are just going to be hitting harder and harder, and just raises that floor, that baseline, like without even have to raise your cap, right? Paladins as well. Look at all these non-cap lines that they have. Dawn Warriors. So a lot of these classes, I think even Kaisers have some sort of clone as well. Clone skills. All these different lines that are non-cap, mainly thieves, right? Wild Hunters for sure. Mercedes for sure will have those, have a big boost from the percentage lines. Dual Blades, Nightwalkers, they're going to be Night Lords for sure, are going to be hitting extremely hard. Phantoms, I think, are going to be kind of left in the dust. I wonder how Shadows are going to be. They do have clones, but their clones, hit pretty hard. So I'll see, kind of depending on what their cap is, they may cap or not cap. But I really just believe that initial first, with the amount of percent stats that we're getting, it's just certain classes with clones, with lower, kind of smaller lines, they're going to benefit the most. Now, everyone's going to benefit, in my opinion. Most people's, if you have max ADI hyper stats, you're going to benefit from this because those lines do not cap, or, have a hard time capping. So everyone's going to feel the boost without increasing their cap. And I think that is, that's amazing for everyone. Everyone should be happy. Everyone should be excited to test out their DPS. And, maybe it motivates people to improve their cap, right? To, try and progress that way as well, because now they're capping easier with certain lines because they have more percent stats and things like that. Maybe, at the end of the day, cap is king. And maybe it will kind of help people invest in, trying to find, exalting, rating exalt, whatever it is, versus, maybe 3% crit damage here for, getting level 4 to level 5 emblems. You can get those percent stats other ways through potentials and things like that. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, everyone's kind of situation is different. There's tiers to it. There's, spending tiers to it as well. But this is, I would say this is the best part of the patch, in my opinion. Now, obviously, everyone wins. Percent stats, potentials are something. Get those gold stamps. Make sure you have 3 lines. Get it to unique. Get it to legendary, whatever it is, and try to at least get 2 or 3 good lines. 2 out of 3 good lines. And they got rid of all the fluff trash stuff, right? So it's going to be easier for you to get good potentials. So use those cubes for events. Use it from your guild attendance, all those things. Have some fun, gamble, and wish you well in your cubing. Cubing is a fun part of the game. I don't do it too much, but I know people go hard. People go hard, and they give a lot for events and stuff. So definitely try to find, take advantage of it. Potentials play a huge role. You can get a lot of percent stats. Can be very beneficial. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna put another video out later, kind of just comparing my previous stats before this to post stats, post patch updates, and then try to get some PRs going and see where I'm at. Thank you again for listening, watching, wherever you guys see it. I hope you guys are excited about this patch. I know it wasn't the greatest. I even admit that it's probably the worst, but free stats, free attack, free HP, free is free. You can't complain about that. And hopefully you guys hopefully there's a rebalance next update. And hopefully you guys, if you guys are trying to clear Solo Lotus, get that in, Lotus, whatever it is, try new content. Magnus, Arc, Lotus, let's have some fun. Enjoy the game. And I'll see you guys next time.